Your name is?
Lance Wiedenheft.
This was your girlfriend for a while?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Downing, this was a dear friend of yours for a long time. It is your claim that she has some property that you loaned to her.
Yes, ma'am.
You want it back. And additionally, that she damaged, because she had a tiff with the two of you about something, that she damaged both of your cars. You want to tell me when and where this happened?
Yes, ma'am. On March 13th, Amy was out with her mother, and she came back to the house saying that she was...
What house did she come back to?
My house.
Was she living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
How long had she been living with you?
She actually, in January, she gave me a phone call and said that she cheated on her husband and she was pregnant. And he kicked her out, and she had no place for her and her 2 kids to go. So my fiance and I allowed her to come and stay with us for a little bit to try to help her get her back on her feet. And about a month after she lived with us, she ended up contacting the neighbor next door and moved next door. And
Moved next door?
Next door to our condo.
When you moved into the other apartment, who did you rent that from?
I was under the understanding that her boyfriend, Brendan, was part of the condo, like, board, or whatever they call it, and I was under the assumption that I could stay in that condo, and they were going to protect me, and I could stay there for a couple months.
So what you're telling me is you were a squatter in a vacant apartment?
They were supposed to be taking care of me.
Listen to me. How old are you?
22.
How many children do you have?
2.
You have a husband?
No.
Did you have a husband?
At the time, yes.
Nobody else is supposed to take care of you, so you were a squatter in an empty apartment.
They were renting it to me.
They were renting it to you even though they didn't own it.
Right.
Now you can stand. Move. You're the fiancé?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're part of the homeowners association?
I am on the condo board, yes, ma'am.
Very good. This empty apartment, what was the unit number?
The unit number is 18, ma'am.
And what is your unit number?
20, ma'am.
Who owns unit 18?
It would be an owner of Shlogovic. He's in Italian.
He's an Italian.
Yes,
and where
Your
does he
Honor.
live?
Fort Lauderdale, ma'am.
So he doesn't live in this unit?
No, ma'am.
Who contacted him in Fort Lauderdale about Miss Dixon moving into his empty apartment?
Miss Dixon stated to us that she had contacted them and gotten a key from him and then
From
moved
him?
in. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Up. Put your hand down. Got it. So Miss Dixon was a squatter.
Correct.
In an empty apartment.
Correct.
That you knew was going to be empty because the owner lives in Fort Lauderdale.
Correct.
Sit. I knew we'd get to it eventually. Now, how many months did you live in this apartment?
About 8 weeks.
Was it empty of furniture when you moved in?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you sit on?
At the time, Melinda and her boyfriend had extra furniture.
What did you sit on when you moved in?
Their furniture.
What furniture?
Their extra furniture that they had put in storage.
What furniture requires a sofa, a chair, a bed? Name the furniture.
Couches.
Couches. How many?
2.
What else?
That's it. Everything else after that point I had gotten myself.
From where?
Like used furniture stores.
2 couches. What about a television?
The television she had given to me.
I just asked you where you got it from. So you got 2 couches and 1 television from Miss Downing.
Mm-hmm.
What else did you get from Miss Downing?
Little knickknacks.
Knickknacks like what?
Like candle holders and placemats.
What about a bed?
No.
Where did you get the bed from?
I didn't have a bed.
Where did your children sleep?
They had their little kids' mattresses.
Where'd they get them from?
My mother.
Lance was actually living with her at the time, and she did not have anything for her boys to sleep on. They actually slept on the floor or the couch.
You were living with her?
I still had my own place back up in Stewart, though. I was just staying down there. We were getting in a relationship. I was staying there for about a month, and then things went bad.
What did you sleep on when you stayed with her?
I brought my own mattress down. I had an extra mattress, an air mattress I brought down for us to sleep on. And they slept, the kids.
2 children?
Yeah.
Now, Miss Dixon, where are the 2 couches?
When I left the condo, I left them there.
Did you ever come back for them?
No.
What about the TV?
The TV was never... The TV was broken, and I left that.
What did you do with it?
I left it there.
There are 2 TVs, and she damaged one of them, and the second one she did take with her.
No.
Okay. Now, I want somebody to tell me, did you retrieve the couches?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
They, one couch was stained extremely bad.
Fine, so you didn't retrieve it.
Correct.
That's your problem. Now, was your boyfriend living with you, your fiance living with you at the time that
Yes,
he
ma'am.
allowed Miss Dixon to be a squatter in this apartment?
He didn't allow her
Sure
to
he
stay
did.
there.
He gave me the key.
Sure he did. Absolutely did. No question in my mind, he did.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They took away...
Dixon vandalized both of their cars and refuses to return furniture and clothing.
Okay. When did you stop dating Miss Dixon?
What was it? March 13th.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that, sir.
Well, I was working a lot, and it was late. I was working, and she called me. She was going out drinking. Within a month, I really don't want to put up with a girl that just goes out drinking without me whenever to bars. So I said, I'm not putting up with this. I'm going to go grab my stuff, and, you know, we'll talk later. And she was, you know, intoxicated or whatever. So I was working. I was done. Go grab my stuff and put it in my car, and then I went next door to their house. And that's when she came back all drunk and mad, trying to call me. I wouldn't talk to her because I don't want to deal with that.
Listen to me. Careful. Where were her children?
A babysitter was at the house.
The state has
How-
now taken her kids away.
How old a babysitter?
She was 16.
Yeah, she was young.
You know, doesn't he speak? Is there something wrong with him?
Sorry.
What was the name of the babysitter? Do you know?
I don't recall.
Her name was Heather.
Are your two children still with you, Miss Dixon?
No, ma'am.
Where are they?
They are with my brother.
Are they court-placed with your brother?
Yes.
And where does your brother live?
In Daytona Beach.
When did the court place the children with your brother?
3 months ago?
Were you court-ordered into any program?
No, ma'am.
Well, what do you have to do in order to get your children back?
I had to do 12 hours of anger management, domestic violence classes, and batterers classes, and I had to take a 6-hour parenting program.
Did you take the parenting program?
Yes, I completed everything.
So when are you going to get your children back?
September 27th.
And who is this?
This is my boyfriend.
Is he the father of either one of these children?
No, ma'am.
Are you living with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
3.
How old?
10, 5, and 2.
Who do they live with?
Us.
Great. So they took away, I just trying to wrap my head around this. They took away your children, so you take care of his children when he's working, and your brother is taking care of your children court-placed. I just get my head around the basics of this. Is that what you're telling me? In the state of Florida? Okay. You want to get to the damage to your car on March 13th?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm looking at him, not you. Go.
Well, on March 13th, like I said, I broke up with her, went and got my stuff, went next door, was just relaxing. She kept calling me. I wouldn't answer. Didn't want to talk to her. She was intoxicated. I don't need that. So she texted me saying she was going to mess up my car if I didn't talk to her. So we heard the window break.
Not we.
Well,
You.
Yeah, I heard.
I mean, I just
Okay.
want to know if you didn't hear it, then I'll hear from another
Yeah,
witness.
Yeah. No, I heard the window break. Melinda went out front to see what was going on. I didn't want to go out.
Who went out front?
I did.
Melinda.
Okay, Miss Downing, when you went out front, what did you see?
I went downstairs and I saw Amy throwing rocks, and it was hitting Lance's windshield. And she was screaming and yelling. And she proceeded to then attack her mom. And then after she attacked
mother?
her mom, she came after me. And
What was your mother doing there?
My mother was visiting for the weekend, and I did not attack my mother.
Just a second. Your mother was listen to me carefully, Miss Dixon,
Yes.
very carefully. Your mother was visiting you for a weekend. Where was your mother on the evening of March 13th?
She was with me.
Where had you been?
Me and my mother went out to dinner.
So you and your mother went out to dinner, leaving the children home with Heather.
Right.
Got it. And what time did you and your mother get home?
About 11 o'clock.
That's a long dinner.
We left at like 8:39.
That's a long dinner.
My mom and I haven't spoken months.
Great.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melinda Downing and Lance Wiedenheft claim Amy Dixon vandalized both of their cars and refuses to return furniture and clothing.
Okay. Can I see an estimate for the glass on your windshield, please?
And I also have pictures of his windshield.
I'd like to see it. Okay. Now, I want to know what damage you claim to your car.
Amy came back on April 3rd and actually keyed the side of my car when she came back to get the rest of the belongings.
Well, tell me about that, please.
We were actually not at the house. We have a video camera set up that we
prove
had
that I
seen
did it.
Shh,
And
shh, up. When you say you have a video camera,
just like threatening. I don't have actual proof showing that she did it.
she probably did it, but it's very hard to prove unless you bring me the video. Do you
Correct.
understand? Okay. Now, aside from the 2 couches that I gather are old stained couches, what items do you claim she stole from you?
She stole 2 couches,
No, forget couches.
2 TVs,
Forget TVs.
a side table,
What
And-
side table?
and my clothes.
Forget your clothes. What side
It
table?
was just a side table put in between the couches.
Did you take that with you?
No, ma'am.
That's all nonsense. You owe him $181 to fix his windshield. Do you understand?
I didn't break his windshield.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Sure you did. So you have to pay for his windshield. But that's it. I would suggest that you concentrate your time, Miss Dixon, on getting your children home. From no children to 5 children is a big step. Do we understand each other, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Stand. You have to do what's right for your children. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't there a question in your mind if the state has intervened to take away children? So whether or not this is an appropriate caretaker for your 2 young children?
I know she's a good caretaker. I've been around her.
So the state of Florida was incorrect.
I think so, yes.
Why do you think the state of Florida removed? Do you think that there was a conspiracy with her brother?
No.
Well, tell me why you
Well,
think the state
I
of
think
Florida...
there were some accusations against her that she wasn't being a good mother.
Like what?
That's what her ex-boyfriend or her husband or whatever said.
You mean you think that the state of Florida is going to remove children based upon accusations from an ex-husband?
Yes.
Has the state of Florida been to your home for a home visit?
No.
So the caseworker is aware, to your knowledge, or unaware, that Miss Dixon is caring for other young children?
I'm not sure. I haven't spoke with her caseworker.
Oh, goodbye, goodbye. You owe him $181. State of Florida is now aware. It's up to the state of you.